Hey guys, welcome to BCS Homebrew episode 4. Here it is. So we will be continuing blasters this time due to the fact that I kind of had a crazy idea of how I want to run the deck, and well, we'll get to that soon. Right, so for this tournament, we're going down at Brotherhood Games, and as we've been there once before, I think that we went there for episode 2. And they didn't allow us to record. We will ask again, but there is a chance that we may not be able to record again. So sadly, do not expect and hope for video footage of the games. If there is, that's amazing. But yeah, so let's get on to the deck profile, shall we? Hey guys, so welcome to the deck update of Blasters. If there is a bit of a shout out, I do apologise, but the way I've got the setup at the moment. Right, so if you played during G era, you'll know that a lot of Royal Paladin, actually a lot of builds in general, went to 6 grade 3s. There was usually about 6 or 7. Royal Paladin went down to 6 for a lot, especially during the time when we got that Thing Blaster build that popped up. So no, let's get to it, shall we? And yeah, basically, the reason I'm saying that is because obviously I've gone to 6. For MLB, our Wincon, our Messiah, literally, and he's basically just our Wincon, but we're running him at 4, obviously for just the simple fact we want to see him. 2 Blast Plate Seed exceeds. Good for the CB1 retire grade 1 and above, but also it is a great ride anyway. It's not what we want ideally, but you know, I feel going to the 6th grade 3 route, it's going to allow me to do what I want to do with this build, which is add more aggression. So let's get to it. Boku no Bushin Blaster Blade. Yeah, so basically, Blaster Blade is our ace. Obviously, it works with it's like a sub Wincon with Floor Panel and Flogel. But yeah. Then we have Blaster Rapier. Rapier is, like I said in the roundup, it allows you to check the top card, obviously, to help you reach the Masonic meme. So very, very important. I feel, even though I could put it down to 2, I feel like 3 kind of is mandatory. I want to see it, but hey, we'll never know what happens in future builds. And this card was once at 1, but it's evolved to 3. So this card actually is a part of the Blaster engine. Used to run it at 4 back in the day, and I went, well, I'm going to put you at 3, see how it goes. Not only has it got great synergy with Twin Sword for an amazing combo, and I have been seeing Damage Zone with this card for a while, and I don't like that. But also, it allows me to have a better grade 2 game, which is what I ideally want for going against Katrina and other builds. This does mean, sadly, that Starcall Trumpeter has been put down to 2. I kind of really want to run it at 3 still, but there's a reason I'm not, kind of. You understand. Basically, the thing about Starcall Trumpeter is that at CB2 it allows me to call any blaster, and it's great. I feel with Lou being at 3 now, that if I can't countercharge quick enough, you know, because if it gets boosted by Floor Panel and Flogel as well, I can do the effect, but I won't get the countercharge, that's the thing. So I felt like I dropped Starcall down. It does limit my consistency with the meme slightly, but hopefully not too much. Lou also can Superior Core Grade 2 blasters, so it can kind of help out. We'll see how things turn out for that. But the reason why it's not a 3, and I'll explain, because of Blaster Arrow. Now, Blaster Arrow went really well against the really, really well against the Luard matchup. And also, I know with Brotherhood I'm going, there are quite a few people who actually do play Kagero and retire-based clans. So, obviously, it'd be beneficial there. But the reason why is because even though Katrina and all them lot are a lot more rush decks, I still feel Blast Arrow actually allows me to still have that accessibility to what's the word? It gives me the accessibility to survive, keep my board, you know, all that lot because of its resistibility. Blast of Dark. It's a great ride target. It's a great blaster name. It's Blast of Dark. Come on. Right. Now, for the grade 1s. We have 4 Blaster Friend Bot Goal. Countercharger when I put a Blast Blade in front. However, you do have to have a Blaster Vanguard to get in the counter charge. Obviously, we only have blasters, but I've actually seen a lot of people make this mistake a lot, like with Alfred builds and stuff that run it, and it infuriates me because it's like, read the card. But yeah, I thought I'd mention it. But yeah, but obviously, you should ideally, if you are running a blaster build that runs, because I've seen some people do a blaster build that runs Monarch, Sanctuary Alfred. I'm not sure why, but I have seen it. So yeah, something to watch out for. 3 Stride Fodder. Because I've gone down to 6 grade 3s now, it's more important that I do get the stride turn. So I felt like we'll go ham and put it up to 3. 2 Dagger. It's a blaster name and everything gets boost. 4 Indestructible Knight Erina. It's the on-ride draw card, discard card PG. It's actually a really, really solid card. I really like it personally. The only thing about it that really does annoy me is it's a 7k base. Which didn't annoy me, but because it's 7k, it does make certain damage denying certain decks a bit difficult. But hopefully with the current decks in the meta, like Katrina, I don't need to damage deny. Luard, I don't want to damage deny. And Gold Paladin, you want to damage deny, but it doesn't really matter if you do too much nowadays because they have that card that deals themselves damage anyway. Personally, I think how I deal with Gold Paladin is just straight up just kill them before they kill me, and hopefully I can get the advantage engine before them. But that's all I can really hope for, if I'm honest. So yeah, trying to add more consistency with that. And then Laura, it's got resist, and it's a card that has blast in its name, which is important. And then Javelin, which is got blast in the name, and it can bind when I've got all 6 blasters, which is quite nice. More removal. We have, for our starter, obviously Wingard Brave. Wingard Brave is very much mandatory. Very, very important. Being able to search any blaster I want. Which can guarantee the Blaster Dark Ride, which is brilliant. Right. 4 Amulet Eagle. For the put in soul, make stronger Vanguard attacks. Flophound Flogel. CB1 Beast and a Blaster Blade, but pretty much very important to do that. Now we have our draws. We have 2 draw PGs and 2 normal PGs. I'm upping up to 4 draw just for more consistency. And yeah, so let's see how that works. 8 crit 4 draw has never really failed me, and then obviously we have our 4 Elaine. So that's really it for the main deck. Move on to the strides quickly. The strides have gone through a bit of a change as well. Yeah. So we have our 2 Gancelot and we have our 2 Alfred Holy Saver. That's still changed. Twin Sword has been put up to 3. I've had a couple of games, right, where, and this is by the way not against the meta matchups, but I've had a couple of games where sometimes it's like I go Twin Sword and it makes a decent push, and I go Twin Sword again, and the game's still going on, and I thought, Christ, if I had an extra Twin Sword, this actually could solve the situation. But I wouldn't because I only ran 2, and so I feel 3 is actually a mandatory for that card. We have Garmor just for recyclability, Agnos for situations, Ultima, Dismal, Ractome. Colburn is back. So the thing about Colburn is I've noticed that a lot of matchups these days are actually getting hand divides again. Katrina, since they only call tokens, they don't have to expend their hand as much, so they get a massive hand. So it's pretty much important to notice that. So Colburn is my guard against it, basically, and I'm hoping to see you do some well, good sir, because Colburn has done well in the past. 2 little Great Sage Mounds, as per usual. PG from deck, and it works with a new PG, luckily. And Mascol. Boom. There we go, guys. Now, as I don't really show this part, but just going to say here. So, I have my force markers, my force ones. That's not really important for you to know. But I've actually got, with me, some empty slots. Now, the reason why is I'm bringing this up is because Owen has actually ordered me some Force 2 markers. Thank you, Owen. I actually never really had a chance to really kind of spend money on them. And yes, I know they're not expensive, but you know, you use money for other things sometimes, and you kind of think about it and whatever. So, I've got my Japanese Force 2. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because actually during the match, because at Brotherhood it's always best of 3, and I think I'm going to try Force 2 a couple of times and see how the deck runs with it. So that's why I'm bringing that up, letting you know that Force 2 shall be tried. Oh good. Alright, anyway, thank you guys for watching this portion. We'll be going off to Brotherhood soon. From me, so I'll see you all in the roundup and catch you then. Hey guys, welcome to the roundup of episode 4. So, right, we got a nice turnout at Brotherhood though. I was meant to take my tripod. Big brain over here forgot, so I couldn't actually ask anyone if they didn't mind me recording, because they forgot to take the device that helps me the recordings. Like I say, big brain. But anyway, at least I can give you a nice short and sweet roundup to round off the episode. So we have fight 1. I end up going against Ghidorah. I have only 6 grade 3s. Yeah, this isn't ending well, because as you know, the Ghidorah stride happens to the rest of everything, and I can't. I need to obviously ride, don't I? To stride. Well, no, I can stride, it would just come as rest. So, sadly, I wasn't seeing many damage triggers, and because of that, it kind of sucked. My lack of damage triggers did hurt, but what hurt the most was not being able to stride, because I couldn't ride. And the reason I couldn't ride was because I couldn't get to the grade 3s. So, yeah, Ghidorah schooled me in game 1 there, and then game 2 I did really, really well. I had a nice rush going, he 6 damage healed and then killed me. So he did say to me that if he didn't get that heal trigger, we would have gotten a game 3. So I would have loved to seen how a game 3 would have gone, to be honest. That had been cool. Game 2 is against Royal Paladin. The Alfred build, obviously, as you know, I'm playing Blast. This guy's playing Alfred. He goes first. I go pretty decent. I get to Blast Dark as my ride, and I snipe Elrond, which is very good. Trust me, the Alfred deck just doesn't understand how to play. You snipe it, and pretty much the game is very interesting. So he goes, he GSS into Monarch, and then he's like Tana, and he's using Force 2, and I don't agree with this person. I think Force 1's better, but each their own. And it just, he went for some slamming in, and he tried to deal with some damage, and it was alright, but I just took damage. I got to 5 damage, and then I just started going for face. Oh. Sorry for that yawn, guys. I'm knackered, by the way, if you can't tell. So sorry for that yawn. Alright, let's get to it. What was it? Yeah, okay, so we had and then I went into Twin Sword, and I did like some nice combo with Twin Sword, because I went for Lu, but I didn't have Bot Goal, and then I called out Star Call, CB2 called out Bot Goal for the boost, so I could do the skill, and then I go into Blaster Blade, and I do this like massive like multi-attacking, and he ends up guarding a lot of it, like literally he had a 2-card hand after that entire turn, and then after that I just went boom, okay, I'm going to swing into Twin Sword again, and kept going until he died. He couldn't stomach it. And then game 2 was practically the same thing, if I'm honest. But he kept himself on 0 damage, which was very odd. But he kept himself on 0 damage. I wrote Blast of Dark. He had 2 units this time. I went for the counter blast. He retired Elrond. I don't know if that was his choice, or he didn't know that he had to choose. I don't know. I didn't actually say anything, so in fairness, there's that. But I just went CB1 and stayed quiet, see what he did, and he retired Elrond. So I'm like, good. Anyway, I go Force 2 this time. Normally I don't do Force 2, but I went Force 2, and I put it on a rearguard circle, and he's like, I just go for all aggression, multi-attacking and all that stuff, and eventually he got to 2 damage, because he took one attack, and then he stayed like guarding. He ended up over a 2-card hand eventually, and then after that he couldn't do anything. It was like a 10k shield. I remember there being Tristan, and there was something else in there. I couldn't remember what the other thing was, and it was just straight up. Then went boom, 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 and just multi-attacked him to death. That was it. So there you go. And then that was round 2. Round 3 was against Silver Thorns, so Pale Moon, and I didn't get any damage triggers. I didn't have a hand really that was fit for guarding. I committed to the meme at one point. He had the PG, and legit with my hand, there was no way I was going to win without pulling off the Masonic Claw Blaster. So yeah, we went for that, and then and I think that was game 2. Game 1 I absolutely got trashed. I didn't have a hand for guarding or anything. That was a proper bricked. And then we have game 4, so round 4. This was against Katrina. Very, very enjoyable match. I'm going for like a bit of a rush. The guy kind of like went straight to grade 3. He seemed to not feel the need to play the grade 2 game. Tried to go for a bit of a push, tried to kill me. I just eated up the damage, honestly. In game 1, I went for my first try being Gatslock, because when I went for Gatslock, I was going for the keeping hand, which makes sense for me. And I even checked with Rapier for a heal trigger, so I put myself on 4 to 3 damage. He made a guarding mistake, which he told me about, and he guarded with grade 2. He needed that grade 2 to help with striding. So in our game 1, he actually didn't stride. He didn't stride into Katrina, which allowed me to go into Twin Sword and then just go for game. So that was game 1, and then game 2, we were playing things alright. He went first again, so he went first both games. He went straight to trailing Rose. I presume he was aiming just to go for a kill shot. I again eat up damage because that's what I do best. I only guard what I need. And then I went Twin Sword. I think I had Royal Paladin Flog already or something like that, but I remember I went for Lou. I'll be honest, off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact game, but I remember one of my favourite combos. I think I went into Lou or Blaster Blade. It was one of those cards, but I went into Starcall Trumpeter and CB2 obviously, and I called out Blaster Javelin, so it would have been a 15k. It would have been a 15k booster, and I think I can't remember what else was it called, if I'm honest. But there may have been I think there was a crit somewhere in there. I don't remember the exact game, but all I remember was on that turn I took him to 6 damage, and that made me happy. Because I have this thing about Katrina I don't like Katrina. But the guy I went against, very stand-up dude. Thank you for my opponents for the awesome matches we had today. I learned lots, as you do. So there we go, boys. Another episode done and dusted. The question is, will I be sticking with blasters or will I be moving on? Well, find out next time in BCS Homebrew episode 5.